You're tuned in to the loudest, craziest, and most excited bunch of geeks and nerds on this side of the planet. Commentary, views, news, and reviews of the latest to the greatest of all things pop culture. From comics to toys to video games to anime, cartoons, film, and TV. You're about to dive into everything nerdy and geeky in between. This is BJG.
This is Heneral Tuna.
This is Captain Mike.
This is Paleets.
This is Noch. This is Trixter.
This is Dating 2.0.
This is Rene, Cruz, and this.
And this.
This is the G3 Podcast.
Gamers, geeks, and good times.
Hey, what is happening, boys and girls? This is your captain speaking, and yes, medyo gulat kayo ngayon dahil hindi to yung bagong this is not the new pop group that's gonna be in live. This is the G3 Podcast. Currently,
Let's go!
While we're waiting for our friends who are currently having their network issues. So, hintayin natin sila makabalik. Pero syempre, joining me in this podcast tonight, it's gonna be the one and only Rene Cruz Jr. And of course, fresh from StarCon, it's Paleets in the house. What is up, boys? Kamusta?
Ayos naman. Kat, I'm very happy na unti-unti na nagtatanggapay yung plano mong tanggalin yung iba sa podcast. So, congrats. You're doing a good job.
It ain't my plan. Okay, so...
but inalis mo si Paleets. Nag-uumpisa ka na. Iniisa-isa mo na kami, ha?
No, I'm not that kind of guy. But that's that kind of guy, Rene Cruz Jr. For some reason, Paleets just left. Siguro kailangan niya charge yung kanyang telepono. Whose brand will not be named. Okay. Musta ka naman, Lee? Kwentuhan mo kami, real quick. While we say hello to the peeps in the house.
Ayan, good day sa lahat ng ating G3 viewers and syempre sa ating mga kasama. Medyo naging busy sa last week and this week we did StarsCon and Quix was here, one of very internationally known artist, Filipino artist, and his launch was very successful. And yun, sobrang basag pa yung katawan ko because for 3 days straight, we've been going home late and coming there early sa event. But it was fun.
It is, and I'm sure you are. Kita-kita naman sa ngiti mo, obviously, with what happened over the past few days. Tapos, syempre, si Rene obviously had fun nung last day na nung
RetroCon.
Yes.
RetroCon 2022. Tama yung prediction ni Paleets. Yes, gumastos na naman nga ako. But ang maganda dyan, isa sa mga pinaggastusan ko ay Captain America na Alcansya. So mga pagtipid na ako doon sa mga susunod natin. But, look at this.
Keep telling that to yourself.
So meron akong I have 3 videos upcoming, 3 A-haul videos. Sabi nga, nagpatong-patong na siya. So I have couple of action figures, all my RetroCon hauls, madami, and one other thing that I bought, which is for the game, the board game fans out there. So, good. Wala, So, ang hapunan ko ngayon ay picnic. So, wala na ako pag-ulam.
Kawawa ka naman. Anong picnic yan, Brad?
Yung ketchup, of course, the only one, the best.
I was like, syempre, you're more of a ketchup guy than just plain salt. Pero yun nga, if you notice, tatlo lang kami dito kasi as I mentioned earlier, our teammates from the G3 podcast have network issues and they'll be coming in shortly. So, kumustahin lang muna natin yung mga tao dito. Sabi nga dito ni Paring Tres. Ayan, shoutout nga pala sa mga tropang PRG. Good evening, G3. Syempre, nandito rin si Julian, Magandang gabi bayan. Pogi nyo lahat. Ay, maraming salamat pero wala pa rin tatalo sa'yo dyan. Star Lord. Kumusta? Speaking of, wala pa tayong masyadong ganong karaming comments, no? So, gusto ko magbatian portion, kukunti na yung comments. So, sayang yung 1 minute. So, hintayin muna natin tumami yung tao.
Ipunin mo muna bago ka magbati. Tama ba?
Yes. Kailangan ipon yun.
Para pag
minsan mga iniipon bago mo
para madaming lumabas dito sa screen natin.
Yan. So, kung nandito kayo ngayon, feel free to like, follow, and share our streams. So, habang hinihintay natin yan, mabuti pa pag-usapan natin ng mabilisan tong experience ni Rene tong recent na RetroCon other than him getting too much coffee. I believe
not too much. Exact amount.
Oo. Exact amount lang. So, nasulit mo naman ng 13th month pay mo.
Yes. I don't know if they're watching, but shout out to Isla Coffee. Kasi nga, we were there since morning hanggang closing. Isla Coffee was there. They had a booth. I had one. I think the night ended with me having 5 or 6 cups of coffee. So, 5 or 6. I lost count.
Nice.
Sa venue lang yun, ha? Sa venue lang yun. Kasi I had coffee before and after. But Isla is, I'm now a new loyal fan of Isla. Isla Capsule. That's their Facebook page. So look for them. They're right on Facebook. They have some of the best coffee that I've had in a while. So ayun.
Kung na-appreciate mo yung kape ni Isla, paano yung cinnamon ni Len?
Hindi ko naabutan, okay. Kasi sa day 8 lang ako pumunta. Wala nang cinnamon. And sabi nga nung kaibigan kong si Kulay Consul, a member of Unsafe Space, walang cinnamon ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. Hindi naabutan, wala.
Bira ka. Sige, habang ako naman na-try ko finally kasi nung last time inaasar ako ni Trixter, di ko daw na-try yung cinnamon. He even said sucks to be you. Ngayon I have
Wait, di mo na-try sa ESGS? Kasi doon ko siya natikman sa ESGS and it was really good. Yung cinnamon rolls, really good. Ayoko lang i-bring up masyado kasi si Paleets nasa ibang bansa, di pa rin natitikman.
No.
Pero si Paleets, hindi niya natikman. Understandable, nasa ibang bansa. Ikaw nandito ka lang, hindi mo pa na-try?
Yeah, so as compensation, binigyan ako ni Len ng isang box of it. Best with Isla Coffee.
Wow.
I'm telling you people.
Isang box?
What?
Wow.
What?
Medyo special ka dun,
Uy,
Naman.
Do you feel, nga pala, speaking of Maring Len nga pala.
Talaga pagkabukan niya aga.
Visit. Speaking of Len and her cinnamon rolls, belated happy birthday nga pala sa kanya. Happy birthday, hindi natin
Happy birthday to you.
At ganyan kami dito sa GA. We show love at as family, kaya we extend our love to the better halves. So yun nga. So habang hinintay natin sila kasi lumabas na sila ngayon. Pumasok sila ngayon, tapos lumabas sila ngayon, ngayon lang, hintay natin sila pumasok ulit. Habang ginagawa natin.
Kat, ano mo? Cinnamon lang ba yung kinaya mo or may iba ka pa bang dinira?
Gusto ko itong episode na to, labas-pasok, yung mga ganitong labas-pasok.
Kasi pumasok na sila BJ, si Vince at saka si Trixter. So tatlo sila, pumasok, kaya lang mukhang nagkaroon ulit ng problema, lumabas ulit sila.
So the threesome went in and then went out again.
Yun. I mean, that's really bad. Kaya kailangan talaga, it's best talaga na you have your connections ready. So yun nga, speaking of, nandito na rin lang naman tayo. Let's say hello sa mga tao ngayon dito. Di tayo makakapag 1 minute masyado, no? Kaya iniisa-isa na lang natin. We are actually now free live. Doon nga pala sa mga nakanood ng recording episodes natin. Thank you. Obviously, feedback is well appreciated. Feel free to send a message to our links. Ayan, pinadala ni Stanley dito. Check our link tree. So, if you have any questions, uy, ano yan?
This is made by a Filipino artist, Carlo Pagulayan, officially made for you. Look at that. Ganda, no?
Ganda.
Yeah. Paparapol mo ba yan?
Sure! Pwede naman. By
Yun!
Kaya ko sa inyo...
These are signed, actually. Ayan. Signed.
Wow!
Sorry.
I can
Pag pinarapol mo ba, audience lang or kasama mga co-podcasters?
Depende, kasi pagkakasama yung co-podcasters, pag may nanalo, issue na naman tayo dyan. Lalo na madalas manalo dyan si Mike. Kasi siya yung nagpaparapol.
Si Mike corrupt talaga yun.
Apakasama ko talagang tao, no?
Kaya mahal si Buyas ngayon dyan.
So, I know Lee is flexing obviously his hauls and yung kay Rene. Unfortunately, wala ako nakita na that got my attention. So, wala akong naibili except for the coffee, of course. Dahil nabanggit rin lang naman namin tong mga topics na to na of us going to conventions left and right. Tonight's podcast is we need to give out at least kahit papano yung the year has passed for as G3. Kasi ngayong December na, as you are guys aware, mamamasko nga po pala kami. At least Kaylee, mamamasko Kaylee. Yan. Galante yan eh. Thank you. #thank you Lee. Let's talk about the conventions we've been through. I know Lee and Rene, Lee made a comeback, tapos Rene is a new member of the G3 podcast. Do you have how does it feel ba na ngayon in G3 you were able to go through the conventions as a team? 'Di ba normally you just go as individuals, yung mag-isa lang kayong ganyan. I'm curious to know what's your experience nga ngayon na nakakapunta kayo ng mga conventions as G3? We'll start off with Rene, syempre.
Mixed emotions. Of course, I like what we do. You guys know, background ko talaga yun. I make videos. I studied film. I'm a communication arts graduate. Yung mga trabaho ko before laging sa media. So, it's part of who I am. It's in my wheelhouse. Bago lang talaga sa akin yung video game convention, because I remember when we started or when you guys asked me to join, I was very excited for ToyCon because and RetroCon, because things like that are things that excite me. But the other conventions that we went to, I enjoyed. Hindi lang those are conventions that I would never have gone to. Willingly. I went to willingly. Pero I would never because it's one of my things is and all of my friends know this, I don't like crowds. That's why I rarely go to conventions. I hate crowds. It's one of my things. You know how everyone has that thing that you kahit gaano kahaba yung potential, pero yung weakness that really, pushes that stress level really high up. For me, it's crowds. I hate it. I hate it so much. But video game conventions, not really my thing. I like playing games, but I don't really feel the need to go to conventions. Being a part of G3, well, it didn't change my mind about crowds and video games, but it was always like I never regret doing those things because I always had a good time. That's always a guaranteed thing. Like I would make jokes about how much I'm complaining, but I have a good time every time. So that's one thing.
So,
May feedback.
Sa kanila,
May feedback
there was
si DJ.
feedback. So I had to mute one of them. So yan. Ayan na si BJ in a very different location nga lang. He is...
I think we're all in different places, no? Than normal. Like this is a weird show. Everyone's in a different place.
By default, we live in different locations, pero for today, for some reason, ayan na yung the wonderful
Ay,
siblings,
sama din
Maganayo
sila sa
brothers. So this is
At least yan pag nasa party tayo ng sibling rivalry, gagawin na nila in person.
sisikuhan na lang sila, no? As opposed to tuturo ni Trixter si BJ or the other way around. Ngayon, pagka one pokes the other, magsisikuhan na lang sila.
Kamusta, guys?
Can you hear us?
Yeah?
Hello! Kamusta mga anak? Layo niyo. Narinig niyo ba kami? Hello over yonder!
I can hear you. Oh,
Ay?
what happened?
Okay.
Wala, umalis na naman.
Narinig niyo ba kami tapos yes, tapos umalis? Weird. Tapos nilagay mo yung spotlight sa sarili mo ka? Weird.
No. That's obviously a StreamYard thing. Ayan na, nawala daw. Tawo, kay si Stanley na
I'm sure it'll be back shortly, but going back to my earlier point in the discussion, one thing about G3 is that you guys, throughout the year, you guys have dragged me into a lot of places that I wouldn't have enjoyed if I were there alone. But I like that. I like those events. I never expected na makakabisada ko yung SMX because we're there like almost every month for days and days. Because of G3, I drove through a super typhoon. So and that's something na again never would have done if it wasn't for G3. I know this all sounds like complaints, but they're not. I'm having a great time. If it wasn't for G3, I would have had a normal peaceful year. And who wants that? Who wants a peaceful year? So,
Di ba ang kwento nun was ayan, so they're getting their headsets. So yun. Narinig na ba kami, BJ?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in my aquarium. In my aquarium set. Welcome, everyone.
So, habang wala ka...
The Verge, please help us, my God.
So, yun nga pala, we are all powered by Converge except for the one in Dubai, of course. While you were gone today, we were talking about Rene's experience as a member of G3 kasi, it's already been December na and he was giving feedback na parang bigla na lang siya nawala.
Nag-walk out yung kausap mo?
Hindi kasi inintay niya siguro na baka may sabihin ka. There was this talk with Rene. If you'll follow us on YouTube and TikTok, you'll find out some unreleased footages of the ESGS and RGCP events where Rene talked about what he thinks about BJ nung ESGS.
Pinost mo ba yun? Sa'yo mo hindi mo post.
But I know the drill. Pero yun nga. Sa at least nakita ko in your perspective parang alam mo yung mga tropa na parang inaya natin, uy, tara, sama ka sa amin, ganyan. And I know na hindi obviously lahat magugustuhan mo and we obviously respect that. Habang hinintay natin pumasok sila BJ, Paleets, I understand na you've been into conventions din of your own sa Dubai and I know that you've been running some of them. What do you think ba in your case na meron dyan ngayon sa Dubai na you want to bring here sa sa Pinas?
Well, siguro yung I'm not sure, no? I haven't been home for a while to a convention dyan sa Pinas. So, I think there's anything that I would bring from here na wala pa dyan because you have ESBS, you have ToyCon, and those are the biggest conventions in the Philippines. Dito, wala pang masyadong gaming conventions, to be honest. And the previous gaming convention that they announced, the esports convention with PopCon, turned out to be a flop, unfortunately so. So, I think mas gugustuhin kong dalhin yung mga events natin dyan from the Philippines to the UAE instead of me bringing something from the UAE going there. Because I just feel like as far as I've seen, when it comes to this kind of, pop culture, trends and everything, UAE is a little bit behind by at least 3 to 5 years bago umabot dito yung mga trend na like sneakers, toys, gaming. Before 3 to 5 years ago, collecting in the Philippines is already hyped. Like, ang dami ng convention that was happening, convention every year before the pandemic happened, all the conventions were happening. Pero dito, halos wala pa. MEFCC started just, 3 years ago? So, wala pa talagang ganung kalaking hype. So, if there's anything, I would bring the events that I've seen there, na na-experience ko, like the ToyCon Manila 1, I would bring here. Because MEFCC, as big as they are the biggest pop culture event. Unfortunately, they are not heavily focused on toys. There are retailers in the event, but unlike ToyCon, it's just all toys. Everywhere toys. Here, there's just sections of toys and then mostly artists and different stuff. So that is something that I would like to do. But yeah.
Wait, Paleets, I would like to ask, because we never get a chance to talk about these things. Especially you and me, because we're always surrounded by people. But I suddenly got curious because earlier I was complaining about the crowds, about me not liking the crowd. You, as an avid convention goer and even an organizer, what is the big difference between a Filipino crowd and the crowds that you get there?
Totally different. I mean, most crowds dito, when it comes to the Filipino crowd, it's just crazy. People go nuts. Like, the line goes crazy. Even though you got tickets, you don't need to stay in line early. You can enter the convention anyway. People still fall in line for the conventions in the Philippines. Unlike here, they come late. I mean, the event is already happening 3 hours later and the event is still not full. Unlike dyan sa Pilipinas, right on the dot, everything is chaotic already. But it's fun. But dito, as far as I've experienced, like the MEFCC, 10 to 12 noon, wala pa masyadong tao yan. Like the day one, nobody goes there yet. Darating na yan, mga hapon na, ganun dito. So, they don't fall in line as much, hindi sobrang hype. They go, they do it for themselves. It's not really community-centric. That's why when we did the swap meet with my co-admins, when we organized the swap meet, we wanted it to be like ToyCon. That's why we are focusing on the community. So we're all inviting community leaders, like the diecast community, Hot Wheels community, the Lego community, Pokemon, NBA, all the avenues of pop culture. Basically, that's why when we did the swap meet, the mall themselves gave us data on the turnout that we've had, and they gave us a minimum of 3,000 people who came to our Volume 2 swap meet, which for a small event is such a big turnout. We didn't expect that when they gave us the data, because when we did the event, it was for a non-profit event. The organizers never made money. We just did it for fun, and we did it for the community. And now we're seeing it slowly becoming like Toycon. Like everyone is always asking, when is the next event? When can I display my? Everyone is becoming proud of their collection. They actually just want to go there, just to display, not to even sell. A lot of them don't even want to sell. They just bring stuff.
They just want to put up display cases and
Yeah,
right.
And then set up a conversation. I think that's the most fun about the conventions that we did here, the events that we organized here, is that we meet a lot of different people that you will never know that was collecting, because the groups here, the collecting community is really quiet unless someone engages the community. So when we did that, it was so fun. I met locals, Arabs, Americans from the UK who are even collecting, and they never knew that there were those kind of events and there were those kind of people who's collecting as well.
As a loner, I might actually prefer to the conventions there. But here's the thing: Paleets, you watch all of our videos, right? Like whenever we do events. Was there, of all the videos that we posted about the events, the live coverage, or even the vlogs that I do, or yung mga vlogs ni Captain Mike, was there a video that like made you, or was there, what event, like the video you saw, when you saw it, you went, I'm so glad I'm not in the Philippines with this.
Which one is that?
Like which of our events? Huh?
Anong event yon? Yung what was it? Anong pangalan nun? Yung
favorite ni Rene?
There was ESGS, there was Rev Major, there was the Toycon.
Yeah, we went to Toycon, Rev Major, Conquest, ESGS, RetroCon, and RGCP.
So basically, Conquest. I'm really glad I wasn't there. As far as I've heard from everyone, I mean, even people in the community that I know, because I'm heavily connected with the Filipino community there. Not a lot of them enjoyed Conquest. They actually said it was a business sellout, basically. This is constructive criticism. They focus too much on sponsors instead of the community, which a lot of
makes sense.
Congoers hate. This is one thing about Congo. They hate when they see a lot of retail stuff, like big companies in a con. They would rather see members of the community displaying, showcasing, reselling. They don't mind resellers as long as they're part of the community. That's why when I learned about Conquest, I was actually hyped quite a bit, because they showcased a lot. They advertised it really heavily. And when it happened, I've heard a lot from people that it wasn't as good as they were advertising it to be. It's more like a, what do you call it? A cosplay convention instead of an actual convention of all conventions. You know what I mean? Kasi in-advertise nila convention ng Web3, toys, gaming, retro.
It was supposed to be a combination of multiple things.
But what happened is that it became a cosplay convention. And I think that's the direction that the organizers should be going for, because that's what the event turned out to be. But yeah, answering your question, I'm definitely happy that I wasn't there for Conquest.
I mentioned this in one of our episodes before. I think my personal experience with Conquest was it was very, well, I wouldn't say bad, because I did have fun still despite everything. But since it wasn't so pleasant, it made me enjoy the next one a lot more, because Rev Major was like the complete opposite of Conquest, and there were a lot of highlights. So like for personal, because that was my first actual video game convention.
Nice.
Like technically it was Conquest, but come on. I was at Rev Major. I get when we were talking about Rev Major, I mentioned this. I was taking videos of the finals of the Tekken tournament, and the entire place was shaking. The energy was incredible. We stayed at one of the days. We stayed mostly in the press room. We got to meet Daigo. So again, like complete 180 from, and the fact that those two events came one after another, it makes you appreciate one a lot more. Even if like, let's say wala ako dun sa Conquest, I'm pretty sure I would have still loved Rev Major a lot. But because of the contrast, like, oh my God, this is, because admittedly, like the Conquest made me not want to cover events. And then Rev Major, yeah, man, like Rev Major changes it for me. Like, oh, okay, let's do this. I want to do this all the time.
Like you said, you don't like crowds, and for you to experience something like that and to say na Rev Major was one of your first gaming conventions and you really loved it, that says a lot about the organizer, because I think the difference between the two, at least, is that Rev Major is very community centric. They focused on the community that's supposed to unlike
and that's the irony, because the entire thing was based on fighting games, and everyone was very friendly. Like the entire community, like it was all healthy competition. I love it. So yeah, to your point, yes, that's the distinction. I see it now that you made that comparison. Now when you focus on the community,
now that I'm doing and organizing, there's two different things, the fan service and the community service. So most fans of conventions would rather go for a community service event wherein they get more from the community itself than just doing fan service, like inviting artists that are big names. They don't care about those people, because most people would just like to go and meet other people, meet other collectors, meet other gamers, meet people around the community. So this is something.
And I met a lot of the players. Most of them, like you wouldn't be able to tell that they were pros, because they were just so, like, they were so nice. They were so humble. They would, they would just walk up to you and start conversations.
Nice.
And yes, Kat.
So, pero syempre, dahil and this is just part of what we are doing for the entire 2022, diba? So parang, obviously, there are hits and misses, and that's obviously a given. Pero syempre, at the end of the day, kumbaga dahil magkakasama tayo, as opposed to as individuals lang going na, iba yung feeling kasi when you're in a group eh. And speaking of that, syempre, kanina nasa labas siya ngayon, papasok na natin siya, si Trixter.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Okay, so
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
you
we
well,
can.
brother.
And we can see you. Oh, everybody's there. It's,
Wow! The three of you are there?
yeah.
Are we though?
Yeah. So, pinag-usapan nga namin na kasi they were obviously talking about hits and misses na ng mga pinunta nilang conventions, and G3 as a whole is not only yung mga conventions. Nag-start tayo with ToyCon eh.
Right.
Diyan ko nakilala si Rene kasi prior to that, yung first namin na outdoor activity as G was in neutral grounds. Well, not neutral grounds in Vertis North, where we played Plataforma.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
I mean, so ikaw ba, Trixter, yung bang pagsama mo dun sa nawala tuloy yung screen ko. Sorry naman.
Andyan siya. Ayun siya.
Okay. So,
makikita mo naman sa mukha niya, di ba, na nakikinig ko.
yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can. I'm listening.
Okay, so yung bang plataforma na yun, ba't wala ka pala nun?
No, I wasn't part of the thing yet.
Nothing yet, okay.
Yeah.
Kasi
Not
it was
G3
just
yet.
Hindi. He was just still chatting and throwing his comments sa chat.
But are we right? Hindi pa tayo part ng G3 noon, Trix, right? When they
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Di pa.
Right.
Oo.
I would love to have us play platform. Yun nga pala, shoutout nga pala kay Ron Villavera at saka kay Freddy Tan for introducing us to that game. It'll be fun kung lahat tayo siguro maglalaro nun soon.
Okay. Set nyo lang. Ano ba yun?
For someone who... Okay.
G ako lagi.
Pero yun nga, tapos wala rin si Trixter ng Toycon.
Right.
Yeah.
That sucks. So, yung Toycon na yun, Rene, obviously had fun eh. Talagang bigla na lang siya nawala, bigla na lang siyang magpapakita. Parang ako lang yun eh. Pero naligaw ako noon. Naligaw ako, di ko na sila makita.
Sandali wait lang. We've been talking about this for 6 freaking months. Hindi ako biglang nawala. Nagpaalam ako. Pag-lunch ako, babalik ako in 2 hours. I mean, why the fake news that you guys are spreading about my activities?
No. I mean, dun sa...
You're saying they're gaslighting you?
No.
Probably, yes, they are. They're gaslighting the public. They are misrepresenting me because I am a straight male and I am being vilified by this current culture.
Okay. Hold on. Hold your horse. That where before we jump over the fence, ha? Ano mo nga yung si BJ? Ano ba ginagawa niya ngayon? He's
Still trying.
Okay.
Kasi mahamag siya.
Well, yeah, kasi...
Konti na lang may mumurahin na si BJ na ISP.
Mamaya yan.
Doon yung kay Cap.
So,
Mamaya yan.
Nag-start na tayo dun sa nakita ko si Rene sa Toycon. Tapos si Linon, nandun na tayo nun when we started Toycon eh. Tapos Conquest. Kaya lang naman naging memorable sa akin yung Conquest kasi doon na natin nakita si Jaz, si Lala.
Si Jaz, yes, yeah. First time.
Doon ko na nakita sila. Doon ko na nakita lahat ng mga tao eh. Kasi sa Toycon, obviously, yung mga toy collectors na nga nandun eh. Pero kasi when you talk about Conquest.
Tricks, you weren't at Red River.
No, I was sick during that time. Unfortunately.
He was 2 weeks out.
He was at Conquest lang yung napuntahan niya in RetroCon.
Oh no, I wasn't able to go to both either. RetroCon, the reason I wasn't able to go to...
Yes, and RetroCon.
Yeah. That's it. The RGCP thing, I arrived too late. I didn't know the exact date. I didn't know we were going on the date we were about to leave.
I think that's the only one I missed on RGCP. Like I missed in person. I think. Is that the only one I missed?
And most of it napunta mo na except for that. Obviously, we also had our first live meet. Obviously at the Digitrack studio.
Yes.
Yun ang siguro we really talaga nag-bond talaga tayo doon. We really had fun noon. Medyo na nga lang sila. Medyo napagod lang
so,
kasi iba yung time difference.
Inconvenience is the word.
Yeah. We've hit a lot of milestones, what Captain Mike is trying to say. Over the past 11 months, we've hit a lot of milestones with G3. We've done the Plataforma, we've done the Toycon. Jaz and Lala came in, are now staying in Manila. They did Conquest, and then we also launched our Cutprint Media partnership.
Yeah. Yun
You know?
nalagay ko doon sa dulo eh.
Right? To be able to do our episodes in the Digitrack studio, I wanted to ask you guys, being there physically, how was that experience of being an actual, contracted content creator na pumunta na kayo sa studio, you were able to record stuff? Because I was here, it wasn't totally different for me because I was doing studio review. But how was it for you guys being on the studio itself?
Malamig.
I didn't expect it to be. Well, we didn't fit for some reason. Though,
Well, there's like
too
a
many of
million
us.
of us. But
Yeah. And the sheer girth of us didn't help.
I did enjoy doing the studios, but ever since we started it, or ever since you guys added me onto this, I'm the one who usually has technical issues. Because again, I'm being the analog guy, and so finally getting to use like real equipment. Because even on my podcast, I just use a lapel mic, so that
Right.
I've used when I was hosting on the radio, I enjoyed using the real equipment, so I kind of miss that. So being part of Cutprint, like I like the feeling like we're finally like legit. I mean, we've always been, but this is the statement like we're here, we're real. We are not fictional. We are not just doing this as a hobby. Like we're doing this for real.
Right.
Are we though?
Well,
I'm not. I look like I'm not human anyway. So
hindi. For me, being Trixter has always seen himself as a Martian. O yan. So, para hindi na siya mag-ano dyan. Pero kasi, seeing Trixter for the very first time noon, tapos nandun kami sa Digitrax, it feels so different na makikita mo na si Chino at saka si Trixter were like sharing notes on the side. So kami ni Trixter nagbubulungan kami na ganyan. Hindi mo magawa yun sa web-based or online na podcast iba yung feeling na being with Cutprint kasi for me is saying na we were more people are recognizing our hard work. Diba? So that's obviously hats off to everyone who've been here since and Trixter just froze for some reason.
It's so weird. I don't know. Ang weird ng timing ng pag-freeze ng video niya.
Ang weird But yeah, like you guys said, as much as every event that you guys go to, lagi naman ako yung naiinggit, no? Aside from
not all the time.
But let's be honest, ako talaga yung naiinggit whenever I see you guys. But I'm so happy whenever I see you guys enjoying yourselves on this journey that we've been going through. As much as I am here, I feel like wherever you go, I'm a part of, which makes me really, really proud. And especially when Digitrax happened, and then the Garayat Concepts partnership happened, wherein everyone went to Red Major and ESGS. And guys, we had our own booth in ESGS. The only content creator group that has a booth in How did that feel like with you guys? Because here I was panicking for you guys, like when you were setting up the booth and everything, I was already panicking. How did it feel like to be on site when everything was going?
I think Mike is the more equipped to answer that. Because again, I didn't even know about ESPS before I joined you guys. So
So, yun nga, I did mention in a previous episode sa podcast na this is my revenge con. My series of revenge con kasi nga, nalaglag ako sa hagdanan ng Rev Major, tapos...
It was the best. I'm just sad na hindi siya naulit for 2022, but maybe next year. Well, hoping next year.
Don't!
We did it. Kailangan namin yun eh.
So many things happened nung 2019 na ESGS but didn't turn out ito siguro yung parang bumawi talaga ako alam mo yun. Nawala lang ako no Saturday because of a personal reason. So
redemption arc mo ka.
yeah, so ang ano ba yung term na yun? How does it feel is the question. The answer is masakit sa paa. That's one. Ikaw ba naman maglakad ng dulo-dulo sa ano?
Age issues ba yan?
No. Remember, sige, let's set the record straight ha. You told me to go to a specific place in MOA. Pinaglakad mo ko sa magkabilang dulo ng MOA. Sino hindi sasakit ang paa doon? Tapos pinakit baba mo.
Wait. Sinadya mo yun, Paleets? Or honest mistake?
No.
Hindi niya sinadya yun kasi kasama ko si Trixter eh. Trixter was, hinata ko talaga si Trixter, naglakad talaga kami doon.
Anong damay ka pa?
No, because there was some things needed for the booth. And I was talking to them earlier in the day. Unfortunately, they were too busy to reply what is needed. So it was about, what was it, 8 o'clock na nung nag-usap tayo na then they just decided to go ahead with it and to purchase everything. So it was a little bit late na kasi here I needed to to arrange everything with them. So it took us some time and napagod siya kasi siya yung naglakad papunta dun sa kailangan puntahan.
Pero yun nga, kahit alam mo, naramdam mo na yung pagod nun, no? Mula opening 9 a.m. hanggang closing 9 p.m. Actually, we went home around 11 pa nun. Pero hindi mo nararamdaman yung pagod eh.
Right.
Nararamdaman mo na lang yung pagod pag uwi mo sa bahay. Yung tipong wala ka na talagang gagawin, bigla ka na lang shutdown. Tapos next thing, 7 na pala ng umaga. Ganun. Siguro yun ang siguro sa akin. Best feeling ever ko na parang so many good things were happening event after event.
Right.
Now that I thought of it, it started off with the Plataforma launch, with the ToyCon launch, with the ToyCon event, which is our first G3 meet. Tapos nag-live tayo doon, then the RGCP happened, and then the cut print happened, then Digitax, and alam mo yun, everything fell into place.
Right.
And that for me is the best thing that happened eh. Kaya nung sa ESGS doon, kahit alam ko pagod na ako na I didn't notice.
Right.
Wake up. The first time na we spoke, before I actually joined the podcast, you and I had a long discussion one-on-one. You mentioned to me that you were into this. You were because you're constantly looking to expand your skill set. Now with everything that happened this year, how would you assess your skill set now? Because this year you've been put in so many situations that you've never been in before. So it's
yeah.
Good question.
All my questions are good, Cap. Just to surprise you.
Don't dare think that the next
how dare you?
Are bad. Immediately,
alam mo yung
tanong si Rene, immediately it's good.
Okay. Imagine nyo, nagdala ka ng nung una parang cellphone lang muna yung dala ko noon, then gimbal lang yung dala ko noon, diba? So parang I had to practice how to operate that. Tapos nung mga succeeding events, I had to bring a camera along. I had to bring my iPad along kasi parang sabi ko kung kailangan natin mag-live, I had to bring enough equipment. So doon pala sa magdala pa lang ng gamit, kailangan alam mo na kagad kung ano yung event na yung gamit dadalhin mo. Tapos syempre after the events, kailangan sasalang mo kagad yung mga videos kasi you have to edit it and see which one is good for posting.
Right.
Another skill set is obviously talking to people. Hindi may mga instances na hiya pa ako mag-reach out dun sa mga tao eh. Parang ako lang yung tumitingin ako, okay, you're having fun.
Mahihain ka pala, no, Mike? Right.
Wait. I have to... Wait, no, not true. Sandali ikaw pa rin, kasi, yellow card or whatever is the penalty for that. But you don't see this because you're with us virtually lang. But off-cam, nakaka-bad trip kasama si Mike sa events. Kasi we would walk. Let's say we'd go let's say Rev Major. We would walk from the press room to the main convention floor. bago kami umabot sa convention floor, ang dami ng kausap niya. Kung sino-sino pinapakilala sa amin. Parang ito pala si kasama ko to dati na ganyan. Alam mo yung mga yung mga matatanda sa probinsya, yung kilala lahat. Ganun. Tapos, and then you have the audacity to come on this show and tell us na mahihain ka ka. Can we not lie to our viewers, please?
Yeah, you would just suddenly disappear while we're walking together. And when I turn around, you...
No.
You're talking to someone!
Yeah. See? Just jump back into the show just to tell you how much of a liar you are.
So,
Very
I mean,
telling ng age mo, Mike, yung ginagawa mo na gano'n, yung paglalakad ka, dami mong kausap. This is very boomer characteristic, no?
Oy, kamusta ka na, mama?
Oy, di na
Hindi ko lang dito pagkakilala na ito eh. Ang gusto ko yung mga kakilala na eh. Uy, basigan mo. Kanina pa lang ito. Pinapira mo ko, wala man lang. Ito. Hello.
Mamit ko yung isang unit kasi medyo magulo yung
Medyo yan, nagkana kayo.
Ay, di, baliktad. Baliktad yung mute ko. Doon sa kabila. Yan.
Ay, pasensya na. Sorry.
Di. So,
Black screen
yun
ka, ba't ganun?
yung black screen.
Wait, ito pa. Kasi we keep talking about how he knows a lot of people. After every convention that we've done, nadadagdagan pa yun. Kasi like, he has new friends. You randomly walk up to people and I don't know, obviously I'm not a people person so I can't do what you do. Minsan may nakita ka lang na may camera din, nilapitan mo na. Parang, uy, yung camera mo, may camera na.
Oy, that was just,
get a room.
Wow,
that was just Rev Major. That was only Rev Major nung tinanong ko na Siyempre, you have to...
Just Rev Major? What about ESGS?
Just Rev Major.
What about recently? Okay, what about recently, alright? So, hi guys, welcome, I'm back. Welcome.
He froze.
I welcome myself
into
the show.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask, tapat na ganyan, may secret tayo dun. Sarado yung, patay ba yung camera ko?
Patay yung isang camera.
Yung Trixter lang
he's
ang
just
active.
engulfed it in his blackness.
In this black, man.
Is this
Yo!
Let's go. Yan, let's leave it na yan.
Okay.
Iwan natin yan
So,
isang camera na yan.
So now that I'm here, talking about what Captain Mike does in the events, most recently in the last Retrocon, I was really busy, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who helped, who was there. It was really tough. It was a really challenging, taxing 8 days, but we were able to pull it through, and we're very happy about it. And then suddenly there's this. So shout out to Luis. Okay, hello Luis. He's an awesome guy, nice guy. Started appearing behind the TV monitor where I have deemed it to be my workstation, right? So only the team, the production team, and G3 are allowed to come in. So I was there working, manning the booth, and then suddenly this guy starts talking to everybody, and I was wondering, who is this guy hanging out with? So I have to shake his hand, right? I have to shake his hand. Hey man, how are you?
This is off limits?
This is for, who are you hanging out with? And the guy was just, and then I look behind me, sabi ni Cap, ako. Okay. Pare, sa sobrang sikat si Captain Mike, konti ako magpalayas ng tao eh. Pero again, I'm happy.
Okay, pero
I'm happy.
Before kasi nung mga events, alam mo yun, I join with a lot with several people, pero most of the time kasi hindi ako yung nagsasalita. Normally I'm just in the background lang naman pag
Really?
Teka.
You liar.
Lie.
No.
Minsan lang kami mag-agree nito, pare. You lie.
Why do you fill the
Tahimik.
show with falsehoods?
Okay. Hindi. Kasi, alam ko na, hindi naman kasi ako, I know, I reach out to people, I talk to people. Hindi ko naman i-deny yun. All I'm saying
Sabi mo kasi
is, may hiya pa rin naman ako ng konti, Charlie. Diba? Sa'yo lang naman ako di nahiya eh.
Okay.
Pipito ka na naman. Pipito ka na naman. So yun. Tapos, yung working with the team kasi, yun yung isa sa mga bagay na natutunan ko sa G3. May mga challenges, of course. May mga items na mahirap gawin. Pero obviously, with the help of DJ, of Chino, and you guys na nagbibigay sa akin ng either motivation, instruction, or yun yung mga nadadagdagan sa akin. Hindi. Well, pwede rin. Sige, add that.
Gusto ko ang verbatim ni Kape na hindi siya nagre-reklamo pero para siyang nagre-reklamo.
Hindi.
Motivations.
Hindi. Kasi hindi mo naman, this is something new to me eh. Galing ako sa BPO.
Right.
I work 9 to 5 schedule. I don't go out most of the time. Ngayon lang naman ulit.
May BPO na pa pala ng araw.
Visit ka. May BPO na nung panahon ko, Rene. Pero yun nga.
Hindi, bago sila matuwa.
Yeah.
Pangalan ng...
No, the BPO at the time, the international one was called the West Indies.
Yeah, the East India Company.
The East India Company. Sa
Pampira.
Pilipinas, La Liga Pilipina lang yun. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, yung Twitter na
customer service ka ng La Liga Filipina. Okay.
The Merchant
Okay,
Guilds.
Dave, bago ko maluto sa sarili kong mantika, or taba in my case. BJ and Trixter, as brothers who've been into conventions noon, as family, 'di ba? How does it feel ngayon na how does it feel now na working as a team in G3 made the difference for the both of you?
Doesn't feel that different.
No, but it's quite a refreshing take on what we normally do together. You know, we normally just, we play, we do stuff together. Pero being able to get exposed to other stuff and get to know other people. In fact, mas lamang nga sa akin to eh. Dalawa na boss nito eh. Si Boss Ben Banta, shout out to you. Tsaka si John Steven Cadena of Makeup Blitz. Alam niya, ito, dalawa na ang dalawa na ang affiliation niya eh.
Right.
And given all the events that we've been together, that he hasn't been with us in the last, lang siya, Retrocon lang, tsaka ESGS, right? Rev Major would have been spot on for this guy. Pero we've been doing events naman before, back in the day. And, may parating, may bumapasok, may pumipisil.
Malaki.
Well,
May pumapasok na malaki.
siyempre,
Just the ducks, komoda.
No,
The
but
mighty
yes,
Dax.
while he's coming in, while he's trying to get in, trying to squeeze his way in, I think Tama si Josh when he said nothing's really different. We pretty much do what we love. We pretty much do what we enjoy doing, and apart from that, that's it. Especially from the fact that Jazz Komoda is now about to get his mugshot taken. Medyo, bagansya ba yan? Bagansya ba yan? Ano ba kaso mo, Jazz?
tapos ano pa, yung kulay.
Parang graft and corruption, kilala ko to. Parang nakulong na to dati. Di ba? Hindi ba na-impeach yung tatay mo? Hindi.
Ano nangyari?
Ayan, so since nandiyan na rin naman si Just, tanong ko na rin siya, how I mean, you've been into agencies, you've been hosting for big agencies. Ngayon nga, you're now in a pro bono group known as the G3 Podcast. How does it feel working for this team?
Ay, pro bono ba to? Ay, wait. Pro bono ba to? Yes, bye guys.
Yeah.
Sabi ko sa'yo, grabe yung professional class ng pamilya ni. Kaya ako yung nai-image. Rene, si Rene kasama yan, pumila yan sa EDSA.
So yun nga, just how does it feel now na you're in this na you were with G3 as opposed obviously to your other affiliations with some group?
It feels, I mean, it feels natural. No? Parang lang kasi tayo magtutropa dito eh. No? We're not a family like other, orgs claim that they are. Magtutropa tayo dito. So that kind of relationship, that kind of mentality between all of us, yun yung parang something new, di ba? It's not as demanding as a job, but still, hindi rin siya ganun kalax as talagang tropa lang na puro walang kwenta yung ginagawa. So we're doing this for something, we're doing this for the greater good.
Sarap pakinggan, walang kwenta yung ginagawa. Papagurin ko to bukas. Tingnan mo. Pagod ko sa RGCB bukas.
Walang kwenta pala.
Hindi naman.
Hindi. Kumbaga yung extremes, di ba? Compare to hindi siya demanding as a job.
Right. Ayan.
Uy!
As yung pumipito.
I think name Jazz.
Pro lang kalokohan. Nandun tayo sa in-between na
Tama.
still treat this thing.
Kaya mo yan. Sige.
Balot!
Nahuli na yata siya.
Kaya mo yan. Abang natin yung balot sa labas.
But at the same time,
Ano po, kaibigan, yung internet niya, bumababa na yung internet. Yung internet niya, kung yung 2.3 billion nga, nailabas ng tatay niya eh. Convert. Pero sige, so I know we're almost out of time, so I want to ask everybody before we close the show and make. Did you tell them that we have an announcement to make today?
No, not yet.
So we are going to be making an announcement real quickly. But before we close it off, for everybody here, comment what your favorite event that you saw us cover was. So we went to a lot. No, we went to just itemize them all one by one. So we went to ToyCon PH, we went to RGCP, which we're also going to the RGCP year ender tomorrow. We went to ESGS. We went to Rev Major. We went to Eton Centers for the Plataforma gameplay coverage. We had our studio sessions. Comment in the section. Put in your comments below which ones are the ones that you really liked that we covered. Pero para sa inyo, last question. Starting off with Paleets, kasi Paleets wala naman dito eh. Which event did you really enjoy us cover?
I believe ESGS would be the top of the list for me. But notable is the RGCP because to give the credit for its RGCP basically started where then we were invited to the other events. Thanks to Chairman and the RGCP community for accepting us openly with their open hands, no? Sobrang accepting ng community.
Yes.
And when I pitched to him na G3 can come there, he introduced us to basically Miss Patsy, and that started our content partnership, the conversation about it. So those kind of things. Even though RGCP is not the biggest event that G3 has gone through, it's definitely one for the book that I would always remember and would always be thankful for. And tomorrow they will have the year-end event then. So I would like to invite everyone who's in Manila to go there and support the RGCP community. QQ Mall, guys. And you will find everyone there from the community. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Rene, ikaw. Conquest? Hindi.
Conquest, here's the thing. Every event that we've done together this year, they were all memorable in their, specific reasons. We all know the reason behind Conquest about it being memorable. You seem confused. I meant that it sucked. That's what I was trying to imply. But just for me lang, opinion ko lang. Let's not kill people over opinions. But ESGS, of course, was again, I'm not a fan of the actual things happening, but having a booth there, seeing us on stickers, the night of the storm with me and Vince, it's come on, you can't ask for a better story than that. Like, I like doing things that I could tell other people about. This is what we did, this is what happened, and again, like I mentioned at the top of the show, without G3, I would have had a peaceful and quiet year, and I don't like peaceful and quiet. So I'm happy that we got to do the things that we got to do. So,
Nice. Awesome. At since nakalaya na rin naman po si Jaz, welcome po. Hindi na po kailangang magbudot para maibalik dito sa G3. Anong paborito mo, pare? What's your favorite event that we covered?
Basically, syempre, ESGS will be one. Something that, we've been there, we enjoyed it together, and at the same time, na-enjoy ko din, di ba, na hindi ko kailangan mag-glue mismo sa booth. Nakapangburaot kami ng mga gamit doon. So, yeah, basically for the amount of fun that I had, compared to the other events I attended, dun lang sa ESGS ako nakafeel na I'm in my element. I'm in my comfort zone, and you guys made it way better.
Ayos. Okay yan, maganda yan. Okay po, marami pong salamat at boboto ka po.
Magbabago na po ako. Magbabago na po ako.
Hindi ba ikaw yung the good one? Hindi ito yung the good one, no? Hindi ito yung the good one. Sige, ikaw, Kap, ano yung pinaka-paborito mo sa yung this year lang, yung mo isasama yung
this century sana.
Huwag mo isasama yung
yung first Thanksgiving.
Sa biyak na bato, huwag mo isama yun.
Huwag mo sama yung gladiator games na naatenan mo.
Huwag ganun. Siguro para sa akin is ESGS kasi the last ESGS I attended didn't really end on a good note. There were mishaps no mga
hindi na nahulog siya, di ba?
No, that's
Red major
yun.
Sorry.
Yanin mo na talaga eh.
That's heavy, Sabihan ka ni Captain Mike na hulyanin. Siyempre, maaalala mo lahat yan.
Memorable experience yun eh. Pero yun nga, ESGS 2019 really did not end on a good note for me. So, nung 2022 na ESGS, doon ko talaga nasabi sa sarili ko na ang dami natin nagawa, ang dami natin nakausap na tao. I was at my happiest. Diba? When Jaz in his element, I was at my happiest nung ESGS yun. Kasi parang yung mga gusto kong mangyari, yung mga hindi ko in-expect na mangyari ended on a positive note. Everything was so positive nung ESGS.
Parang happy ending,
Happy ending.
Happy
And
happy
it was positive. Even
Positive yung
after,
note niya.
Even after, yes,
Positive yung note mo. Mm-hmm.
Diba?
Very good. Happy ending, positive yung note. Alam ko sa Toycon, si Rene yung medyo positive yung note eh.
Ako nagpalayo mo sa inyo. Ako magla-lunch lang. Nag-lunch lang.
Oo, nag-lunch. May nilunch siya, mga kaibigan. May nilunch siya. O ikaw, anong paborito mo? Sa dalawang ginawa mo?
Yes, of course.
Kala ko.
Why?
Fuck.
Because may nabasa ka
Got to
doon
meet-
sa ano.
Nabasa na?
Yung pinunta nating restaurant doon sa gilid, tapos kinalabit mo ko, tapos tinuro mo.
Ikaw yun. Natuwa ka doon. Iba yung nabasa mo.
Sige, tuloy natin. Sige, go.
Oh, it's basically I got to meet the old friends and got to meet some interesting people there since it's my first time seeing RGCP in person. Nakakatuwa. I've had a lot of fun with the people there. I did not expect people to line up behind their booth for some reason.
No, nobody expected that you would have a line. Nobody. Muntik din pala pali si Chino eh. Kita sino to? Sino to mga to?
Food was great.
Food was great.
And yeah. And a lot of stuff there, despite not much, despite it mostly being tech, it had very interesting people and very interesting events. Like that Garfield kart that I was not expecting at all. Why was there a Garfield kart tournament there?
Right. Okay. Well, mga kaibigan.
Ikaw, anong gusto mong cover?
Relax lang, huwag ka magalit. Wala na nga tayong internet.
Mag-away na naman sila. Mag-away na naman sila. Let's go!
Absolutely, SDS pops it all. But I have to say that one of the most memorable things I've ever had to do was RetroCon 2022. That was 8 days of non-stop shenanigans. Shout out to the organizers of RetroCon. We pulled it through. PRG was there. They were able to do some weird ass Tekken 3 tournament. Who would have thought Tekken 3 tournament?
Oh, Tekken 3?
Oh.
What about Urban Champion?
Oo nga. At Urban Champion.
Wala yung champion.
Wala.
Teka lang, wait. So we have Tekken 3, drew a lot of the crowd. And then suddenly they got the Urban Championship, which our good friend Noch officially finally made his championship claim sa wakas.
Yeah!
Pwede na sabihin na totoo. I was also able to beat Sub-Zero, this guy in Sub-Zero costume. I played it in Mortal Kombat and I beat him, so I can say I've beaten Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat. And definitely PRG. Tito Jano. Delgin. Tito Baboy. Last I checked, score is 1-1. And we got 2 words for ya. Sagit. So the rivalry between G3 and PRG is still up and hot and coming. Ito, wala na akong boses. We're running 1-1. So in the next game, we'll decide the fates of the two teams.
Dahil nawala pa.
And yeah,
Wait, DJ, and to everyone, kasi we all keep talking about events. If we were to rank yung highlights of the year, saan natin ilalagay dun sa highlights yung nabasag ni Paleets yung kamay ni Batman? So that's a big event.
That's a real year-ender event.
Guys,
year-ender yan. Closer yan, pare.
Without
Guys,
remembering that, without mentioning it, we're about to end the year. Without
Hindi na nga.
Wala, sure. Ikaw gumawa eh. Kung hindi mo pinasag, hindi ba ano mapag-uusapan yan? Ito nga isa, tama. Buti nakapasok to eh.
Matatapos ang taon, hindi ko na naririnig eh. Matatapos ang taon, isang buwan ko hindi narinig. And then here we are.
Huwag kang magalala. Captain Mike, pakilink yung video sa YouTube. Ito sa Charlie Dalena na. Para mapanood ng lahat. Para bago matapos ang taon, talagang Bam!
Hindi, maybe, magpapa-watch party tayo.
Pero we're already out of time. Again, just to wrap things up, we're very happy that we were able to do all of these events, and we look forward to more events. There's going to be a lot more things coming for G3. We're a lot more places to visit, a lot more things to do. And since Noch is not here, I will have to do the announcement.
Noch is here.
Oh, he is?
Hello.
My honor.
Yeah.
It has been my honor and privilege to introduce my good friend Noch as urban champion. Finally, champion hawak na niya. Sa wakas. At hindi na natin marinig ang katapusan nito. We will never hear the end of his championship reign of urban champion. Ayun, tingnan mo, grabe.
Sakto eh.
Sakto. Sa harapan really in front of Myrtle sa Rosa, you do that? We'll give you the video, but one more thing that's quite pivotal today, ladies and gentlemen, is it's now time to reveal the special announcement. Because not only have we racked miles upon miles and upon hours of events, and we've met faces after faces, we've also reconnected with significant people in our lives. And in that sense, parang may kasabihan eh. Kung sabagay, kasi ito nga si Jaz nakulong na at nakabalik. Yeah. Merong mga bagay na nagbabalik din. And it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce to everyone, to all of our viewers right now, the latest member of G3. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend, Vince from the Cowboys. Hello.
Yeah!
Nahanap namin sila. Nakita na namin.
Wala ba na rin? Kamusta? Pakilala ka naman dito para malaman namin kung may value talaga yung ginagawa namin.
Kung may bago.
Ano ba? Kamusta? Anong pakiramdam mo na membro ka ng G3? Ilang taon ba yung pagkakakulong mo dahil positive?
2 years yata ako nakulong.
2 years na.
Ilan taon ka dun sa Banahaw?
Ikaw yung runner nito ni Jess, no? Ikaw yung runner ni Jess. Welcome, kapatid. Welcome to G3. Anong yung masasabi ng playa ka na?
Sa palumaya ulit. Hindi na ako masapiling yung paglaya.
Tama.
Wala na ako masasabi pa.
Wala ka na masasabi? Ba't pumunta ka pa rito? Podcast to, marami sinasabi dito.
Marami sinasabi dito.
Oo.
Magtanong muna kayo.
Tanongin natin tayo. Ilang gramo ka nung nahuli? Hindi mga kaibigan, Vince is going to be taking care of one of our latest additions to the content that we're creating. It's going to be the website that we will be creating. So he's going to be hitting that. He's going to be helping us out with all the events, and he'll be joining us with all the other stuff that we will be doing. So yung kinuwento ni Rene na nag-one-on-one sila at chinismis ako nang wala man lang kapag pakundangan, wala pa alam, kinuwento lahat.
5 oras, pag-usapan namin.
Siyempre, ano pag-usapan namin? Pwede namang hindi ako. Di ba? Pwede naman, 5 oras naman yun, ba't ako lang? Di ba? Pero kung hindi nyo natatanong mga kaibigan, Vince and I have been on and off, and then recently, sa kwento nga ni Popoy at Basya, bandang huli, may second chance. And we're going to hold on to that. Kung inyong mamarapatin, we are going to be having him join us on the show from time to time. We'll also create new shows. And thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, habang nakaparol siya at yung amo niya dyan, yung nasa baba, si Jess. Si Heneral, bagong laya yan at pablakas ng tatay niya na mabibigay na po ng bagman to dati. Ito mo naman, no? Kasama to ni Rene. Tropang yatibak to. Galawang yatibak. Solid. Positive.
Bola muna, bago droga.
Bola muna. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends our show. It's almost an hour and a half. But thank you very much See you in the next Friday. But tomorrow we'll be in RGCB, QQ Mall, December 3rd and 4th. We'll be there as the last event of the year, and we will look forward to the last shows of this podcast. Thank you very much. This has been your host with technical issues, BJG, my brother Trixter. That's Vince. You have Rene Cruz Jr. na sana wala nagpapakita sa bintana. Captain Mike, who's until today would ask me if I would put a console in a cooler full of water. Palito, who breaks his toys. And of course, Jaz, na bagong laya sapagkat makapangyarihan ang tatay ng 2.3 billion. We are signing out, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye. See you in RGCP. Bye-bye.
Good night.